Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Math City with Miss G. We are going to continue this video, second part of the summative test review about rational functions. How do we solve a problem that looks like number 6? First thing that we need to do is to make the denominators the same. So I will be multiplying the first rational by the second second denominator, which is 2r plus 5. I will do the same thing in the numerator, 2r plus 5. And I will multiply the second denominator with the first denominator, and that is 4r, and multiply that in the numerator as well. Now that the denominators are the same, we're going to bring it over, so that would make 4r and 2r, quantity 2r plus 5, common denominator. Now we're going to distribute the 6r to 2r plus 5. So that will be 12r squared and then 30r. Now notice we have a subtraction sign right here. We've got to be careful. So that would be minus 8r. So we simplify. So 12r squared, 30r minus 8r is 22. So we write 22r over our denominator, 4r, 2r plus 5. All right, so if we are looking at the denominator, check the denominator. The numerator. We have a common factor, and that common factor is 2r. So if we are going to take out the common factor, which is 2r, so 2r, we divide this with 2r and divide this by 2r. That would leave us with 6r plus 11. So that will turn out to be our new factored form numerator, 2r times quantity 6r plus 11. The bottom would be 4r, quantity 2r plus 5. Now notice that there is something that we can cancel. We have r that can be canceled, and 2 and 4 can be simplified into 1/2. So the 4 will turn out to be a 2. So this will leave us as our final answer, which is 6r plus 11 over 2r plus 5. And let's not forget the 2 that goes with it. Here's our final answer. Let's try another problem. This time we are solving an equation. So how do we solve this equation? First thing is we are going to make the denominators the same on the left-hand side of the equation. So first I will try and make the p into 3p squared. How do I do that? I am going to multiply this times 3p. When I multiply that to 3p, that will give me 3p squared, which will make the denominators the same. I will do the same thing in the numerator. So let's simplify or write it down, 5 over 3p squared. So this will make our denominators the same. So I'll just write it out one time. And then drop minus 3p equals, we'll drop the right-hand side of the equation, p plus 1 over p squared. Now, because we have a ratio, fraction on the left side and a fraction on the right, I would like to cross multiply these two. So p squared times 5 minus 3p equals We'll also cross multiply this 3p squared times p plus 1. Now notice that there's a p squared on both sides, so we can eliminate the p squared on both sides at this point. So we will be left with, I'm gonna write it over here, so 5 minus 3p equals 3 quantity p plus 1. Okay, so we are going to distribute the 3, so that will leave us with 3p plus 3. And we drop the left-hand side, 5 minus 3p, and we isolate p. So I can subtract 3p on both sides. I can subtract 5 on both sides. This cancels out the p on the right hand side, cancel out the 5 on the left hand side, and so I'll be left with negative 6p equals negative 2. Isolate p, so this would be p equals positive 1/3. Let us try another problem. Let's try this one. Okay, just like what we did in the earlier problem, we are going to make the denominators the same on the right hand side this time. Okay, so I would like to make this first fraction into a b squared, so I need to multiply this by b and multiply the numerator by b. And that will lead our, let's drop the left hand side fraction. The right hand side is now b squared, and then b minus 1. So when we cross multiply, that would be 2b squared equals b squared quantity b minus 1. So actually, when the denominator's on the bottom, just like the expression, these first expression, if you take a look, the b squared will be canceled out. How? We are going to cancel it right now. So it will get canceled, and that would leave us with 2 equals b minus 1. So isolating b, so I'm going to add 1. So b is equal to 3. All right, let's try this problem right here. So when you see a problem just like this, okay, so there is a way in order for a minus 2 to be moved to the left side of the equation. If I move this to the left side of the equation, that would make the whole fraction negative. So let's try and do that. So that would be 2 over a minus 2, and as I move the whole fraction, that will be minus 1 over a minus 2. And then the right hand side will just stay 3. And so as I move that number, notice that the denominators are exactly the same at this time. I do not need to multiply anything. So my numerator will just be a 1 equals 3. So because we have a rational on the left hand side, I'll make this the right hand side a fraction. Let's cross multiply. We'll have 3 times a minus 2. 1 times 1 is 1. And we distribute 3. It'll be 3a minus 6 equals 1. We'll isolate a. So we're gonna add 6 to both sides, which would be 3a equals 7. Divide both sides by 3, which leave us with the answer 7 over 3. All right, let us try and answer this problem. Okay, so this is a complex problem, and so let us try and solve this problem by starting with making the denominators the same. So I am looking and focusing on this denominator right here. So I want to make that equal to 6n squared. How do I make that into 6n squared? I need to multiply a 3 to this fraction. And so as I do that, that will make the denominators 6n squared. All right, so n squared plus 3n. And notice that this will turn out to be, this whole thing, a negative 3. So that would be minus 3. So 2 minus 3, that would give us a negative 1. The left-hand side of the equation, we're going to drop 1 over 6. And then what do we do at this time? We can cross multiply. So let's cross multiply these two. That would be 6n squared equals 6. Cross multiply this as well. So that's 6n squared plus 3n minus 1. So at this time, we can get rid of 6. So we divide this by 6. And that will give us n squared equals n squared plus 3n minus 1. Notice that we can move the n squared to the other side by subtracting n squared on both sides. And so the n squared is gone. So that gives us a 0. We're left with 3n minus 1. So 3n minus 1 equals 0. We isolate n. So we're going to add 1 to both sides. And then we're going to divide with 3, which will leave us with our final answer, 1/3. There you go. Alright guys, if you find value in this video, please subscribe, like, and share. If you have a question, write it in the comment section. Thank you. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.